Good day, friends. It's another ride with Fitting to Part, and I am glad you're here at this time again. This month, I want us to discuss the adventure of searching and finding. How do we really search for a partner, or how do we position ourselves to be found by a partner? You don't want to miss this. It's a long conversation, but I bet that you will enjoy it. Stay tuned. Okay, so there's the story of Chioma and Tunde on the scenario and how they acted out the steps which I suggest in finding or searching for a partner. I literally would suggest 10 steps on the adventure of finding or searching for a partner. First step is your search engine. Where are you looking for, or where are you positioned to be found? A lot of times, when we are at that age where we want to start looking out for a partner, there are places where this can be done. There are places that could be our search engine. Your search engine place could be school, church or mosque, family cliques, get-together parties, club, social media. Long list of your place of search engine. You are in the best position to decide where your search engine is. But remember, the source of a thing has effects on its fruits. So now that you have chosen from a search engine, we move on to the next step. Number 2 is the invite. The invite is the point where you invite the person to your life. Ask of the person's name and what you do, all sorts. You invite the person to your life. You just connecting them closer to you, other than the general space of your search engine. Number 3, witness of the past. Witness of the past. This is a build up from number 2, where you're connecting the person to your world. However, in doing this, there is always a way that links to talking about who you were, your past, probably your college days, your university days, your past, where you have been, things you've been through, and all of that. And usually there is a witness to that. Perhaps other friends, family members, church members, group members, all of that. Somehow there will be witness giving a testament to your past, what you have said, somebody that knows you somewhere, somebody that met you, maybe right back in school. And that is where the transparency comes in, and this person can see the reality of your past. Moving on to number 4. Number 4 is scan talk for value check. The scan talk for value check. This is a time where there's a lot of conversation going on, and in that conversation you are spotting on your values. Most times we talk about values being the main thing to look out for in finding a partner. However, you don't just ask the partner, oh, what are your values? That is just mere say. But in conversation, as you go on in your relationship or in your friendship, you begin to spot out what this person's values are. You begin to see, you begin to detect actions that points to the person's value and what the person's view about life generally is. So scan talk to value check is very key. Now number 5 steps comes in, and that is talk about your fears. What are the things you have heard that didn't seem right, that didn't seem logical to you? What are the things you have heard or opinions you have heard about that seem to be clinging to this other person and you're afraid to move on? Don't just wave it aside. You need to talk about your fears. At this point, there is no pressure. You are not in a relationship yet. You are not in a courtship yet. So you can freely talk about what those fears are. Let's say, for instance, tradition. In this person's tradition, they say, oh, you have to bring this, you have to do the sacrifice, you have to do all of this in different stages of life as you move on together as a couple. Then you need to talk about it now, not until it happens and you get to the bridge before you cross it. No, sometimes you need to analyze the bridge and plan out how you're going to cross that bridge when you get there. So it's important that you talk about your fears based on your conversation so far. Number 6 is very important, and I've tagged this internship task. There are a lot of scenarios that will play out in your friendship as you move on. You are beginning to assign roles to yourselves on who can do what best. Why is this important? Because when you get into courtship or into marriage, there will be roles assigned. Whether consciously or unconsciously, roles are assigned to individuals. So you begin to see how who should take this role or not. Let's say, for instance, money management. Who is in charge of our money? Who is in charge of managing adequately how things should be done in the house? It's important to start giving some little task on how you want to manage different things, especially those things that are quite important to your life. Here we come to number 7 step of the adventure of searching and finding the right partner. Number 7 step, I have tagged measure the deal. Measure the deal. How often do you agree? The Bible says, except to agree, they can't work together. So you need to measure how often you agree on things. Yes, there will be disagreements. In fact, many times. But at the same time, there must be how you have measured, how you come to conclusion when you have disagreements. How often do you agree? How do you measure your deal points when you have conversation? This is important because you don't want to get into the marriage and then you find out that we are not compatible, or we are not on same page, we are not going the same place. So measure your deal, very key. Number 8 talks about opinion as feedbacks. A lot of people around you, and they are watching how your friendship or your conversation over time, your relationship with this person over time is going. And I bet you people have opinions about the other person. So your friends, your family members, your neighbors, people will come to you and probably tell you, oh, this person is like this person is this person is this, oh, this person is, not giving a particular statement about it now, but there are people's opinion. Yes, you are not validating their opinion, you are only taking it as feedback, and that simply means that you are looking at it critically and you are weighing it to see how this plays out in your relationship going forward. So people's opinion as feedback is very important that you note in moving on in this friendship into courtship. Getting towards the last point or steps of your adventure in searching or finding the right partner. This ninth step is revelation versus observation. Now, comically, I would say, this point is that scenario where we say the last will be the first. Okay, now revelation versus observation. There has been a lot of checking, there's been a lot of things you have been observing since the beginning of this adventure. However, I expected that in all of it, at every point in time, you are connecting to your divine belief, right? You're connecting to your divine guide. At this point, you are actually sifting your observation. You are then seeing what you are getting from the divine guide at the same time with your observation. The two should align. They shouldn't be way apart. You are not supposed to just pick your revelation without checking in your observation. I hope I'm making sense. However, your observation should not be the conclusion of your decision. You also need to check in the spirit realm with your spirit man what this is all about, and there should be a synergy, a confirmation that gives you the liberty, that gives you that go ahead to want to move on with this person. So it really, there could be some situations that were fearful, and you are not sure of how you want to go about it. And perhaps, maybe as a Christian, you have prayed about it, and God is giving you a revelation of how He intends to help you through this situation. That should come as a synergy to what you have observed, and then that gives you the freedom or the liberty to now want to say, okay, I can move on with this with God on my side. Okay, now we have come to the 10th step of my suggestion to your adventure in searching or finding the right partner. Number 10 talks about daydreaming or life dream. In all of your journey so far, now it's time to analyze if you were just daydreaming or you have a life dream here, someone you want to take on into the journey of your life. And that is the point you're making a decision of getting into courtship with this person. Now you can make that proposal of, can we start this journey? Daydreaming or life dream? The choice is yours. Thank you for staying tuned with me on the adventure of searching or finding a partner. I hope to bring you another exciting topic around personal growth, career, or relationship in the coming months. Thank you. Bye for now.